But after NLP, nawala na yung need for validation that I have to check with people if I'm actually changing. And I'm more focused on actually changing. Nung nag-stop akong mag-try on controlling my life, doon nag-start mag-flow yung buhay ko.
Welcome to another episode of Unstoppable You NLP Success Journeys. I'm your host, June Acebedo. I'm a certified neurolinguistic programming master trainer and a mindset mastery and transformational leadership coach. In this podcast, we uncover the extraordinary stories of transformation powered by neurolinguistic programming. Today, we're diving deep into one life-changing journey that started with a drive for excellence and being the best. Imagine flipping the script and discovering a version of yourself that's unstoppable. That's the power of NLP, and that's what we're exploring today. Now, allow me to introduce our guest for this evening. Coach Jude Tan is an entrepreneur, singer, songwriter, and was the representative of Las Piñas in the 2024 Mr. Chinatown Philippines pageant. He currently serves as the sales and marketing manager at David Link Manila Corporation, where he oversees business operations and strategic growth. He enjoys playing music and writes original songs. Ladies and gentlemen, let's all welcome Coach Jude Tan.
Well, honestly, I'm at this moment sa buhay ko na very nag-fluctuate yung challenges and parang challenges come and at the same time may mga moments din of tranquility. So very siya. Not sure what word can define it. Pero siya. Parang ups and downs at the moment. High frequency siya ngayon.
High frequency. So, how are you handling challenges naman ngayon, Jude?
Siguro I'm learning how to take time to feel yung texture ng emotions ko. I'm taking time on how to assess it. Not just kung ano yung logic ko, but rather yung abstract existence niya. Parang for example, we tend to label emotions kasi. When I say we, siguro ako, parang that's how I feel. So I'm gonna start talking in first person siguro. So I guess before kasi, ang ginagawa ko whenever I feel an emotion, I label it.
Mm-hmm.
I try to understand it based on how my mind thinks, how I perceive reality. But then I realized the state that I'm in right now is limited to what I know.
Mm-hmm.
So I started to look from the perspective of the me in the future that knows more.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm seeing the future self as a teacher, showing me this moment and to feel it and understand it without labeling it, without imposing my current perspective over it. So it's like observing an art piece without deconstructing it, without trying to understand it, but rather just seeing it and feeling its presence. So if I do feel reactive, I let it happen. Pero parang kinakatch ko pa rin yung sarili ko. So I see the future. I see the future as my teacher, yung future self ko, na napagdaanan na nila to. So it's my time to do that lesson. So I'll just sit and listen. I'll observe and try to understand bakit nangyayari sa akin to.
Yeah.
So, ang ginagawa ko is, I sit down and detach myself from the world. So, binabawasan ko yung social media. I look at things that are real. So, recently nagtitend ako sa plants, learning about nutrition. Then I realized, nung nag-stop akong mag-try on controlling my life, doon nag-start mag-flow yung buhay ko. I was learning things na hindi ko expect na matutunan. So ideas started to pour out. I started having dreams again, and in my dreams, ideas were being shared with me. So it's my subconscious, or not sure where the message is coming from. So I guess I'm looking at my problems not as things that I should remove, but rather as a state that I will eventually move past from.
Yeah.
So if it occurs again in the future, it's no longer the problem that's the constant. It's how I deal with it.
Yeah.
It's the change that I go through each time it happens. Till eventually, I don't feel it anymore. So no problems will come until nararamdaman mo para ka na nagfo-flow through life.
Can you take us back to the moment when everything changed in your life? Ano yung parang breaking point or wall that you were facing during that time?
That time na nag-start ako, I mean before ako mag-start na, and then I was, for lack of a better term, I was rotting in my room
Mhm.
for around 3 months.
Mm.
So I would wake up, I would spend the entire day in bed, and I would do nothing. And the days would pass by na I knew what I had to do, pero parang hindi siya nagki-click sa akin about kung anong gagawin ko. I would stare at my screen not knowing saan pupunta buhay ko. I had all of these dreams, all of these aspirations na I knew in my mind that if I just started then, it would work. I got into listening to podcasts. I started listening to like influencers, kung how they live their lives. Now looking back in retrospect, nagkaroon ako ng moment na sabi sa akin ng mom ko, just because you've heard of something doesn't mean na na-experience mo na siya.
Mhm.
Parang ano lang, parang just collecting stories of other people, but you're not really living your life. You're not really learning about the world.
Hmm.
So, inopen niya sa akin yun kasi matagal niya nang ino-open up sa akin yung NLP. Pero hindi ko pa siya masyadong naisip or maintindihan. So when the time came na nagkaroon ako ng opportunity to take it up, I cleared everything. Well, wala rin naman masyadong happening sa buhay ko nung time na yun. So it was the perfect time for me. Parang the feeling that my life wasn't moving forward, na I was just stagnating.
Stagnating. What made you realize that something had to change in your life?
I guess waking up in the afternoon, waking up at noon, kasi before I woke up early, before I woke up early, so much that nagigising ako ng hapon.
Hmm.
I used to wake up at 4 kasi athlete ako nung college. Then I realized, 6 o'clock pa lang ang dami ko na nagagawa. Alam mo yun, pagdating ng 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, parang my day is full and I feel like I'm living life. During those days, felt like I was just letting the time pass me by.
Hmm.
Parang maybe if hindi siya hope, parang I know na niloloko ko lang yung sarili ko na hoping na maybe it'll get better.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just feel now. Tapos kaso pa ulit-ulit, months na lumipas, parang it's not getting better. Because of that din, kasi we had a dog before. Ano niya si Mocha. So he was with us for 12 years then. 11 years, 12 years. During his last days kasi, I feel like I didn't do enough.
Hmm.
I could have brought him to the hospital early. I could have done more. Pero I was myself then. I was just in my room. I was with him, pero hindi ako I was procrastinating. I
Hmm.
should have brought him to the hospital. After a few days yun nga. Nadala ko na siya sa hospital, pero it was too late.
Hmm.
Pero, I think that was one of the heavier things na, parang one of the heavier parts of that time. Na-realize ko na, you can't just expect grace to come and fix your life for you.
Hmm.
You have to take charge. And that's the hardest thing that you could do in that moment.
Hmm.
To just stand up. You realize na motivation never comes. Never comes. Motivation comes after you act.
Now, Coach, how did you first hear about NLP and what made you take the leap?
I never doubted NLP. The first moment that I heard about it, I had no prior, I had no idea what it was. Pero the moment that I about it, I was interested immediately. Siguro yung timing lang. Nag-start kasi yung mom ko una.
Yeah.
So she went through it, but I was interested in it. But to the point that I was asking about it. I was just letting her go through the lessons. So when the time came na minention niya na sa akin yun, actually, there were multiple opportunities for me to try apart from NLP.
Mm.
Like there were may mga coaches na there were a lot of coaches na nag-approach, parang I could help you with with this and that, parang personal development programs.
Mm.
NLP for me kasi it stands as its own.
Yeah.
It's not brought by, of course, not discount the efforts of other coaches kasi of course they also have, it's also coming from something, right? Pero is directly NLP na siya.
Yeah.
So I took my mom's word for it. I never doubted it. I just went for it. And I felt also na in that time of my life, na it came during that time for a reason.
Mm.
Parang it was the right time.
Now, Coach, was there a specific NLP tool or technique that immediately shifted your perspective? Kumbaga you were already seeing results when you learned it.
Reframing, coach, reframing. That changed everything. So when I learned about reframing, parang alam mo yun, parang I should have known about this earlier. Parang it does make sense. Pero here's the thing. When I was taking yung NLP classes ko, it's like, it's different from you trying to figure out things by yourself. So, kasi before parang you do your research, yeah, it makes sense. Pero it's not sticking.
Mm.
Parang mas lumalabas pa rin yung feeling na hindi eh. Ito yung nararamdaman mo eh.
Mm.
Pero when I was there, of course, through your guidance, coach, hindi lang siya nag-make sense. It also shifted yung emotions ko. Also shifted how I felt about whenever I thought about those feelings. Hindi na siya sumasabit. Parang alam mo yun, you're already going through it na parang it doesn't have to be that way. Kasi before, whenever you say that, it doesn't have to be that way. But it is because of this, because of that.
Yeah.
But when I was going through the class, it doesn't be that way. Because it can be this. It pushed forward and it felt like nawala yung blockages sa mind ko, nawala yung blockages sa heart ko,
Mm.
and yung spirit ko itself, like life itself moved forward for me.
Now, Coach, after experiencing your own transformation, what changes did you see in your personal and professional life?
Class ended, there were no immediate results. Kumaga, nagsisink in pa siya eh.
Yeah.
Parang hindi pa siya, it's not yet apparent in your life, hindi mo pa siya napapractice. In the next month, nung time na yon, when opportunities came, there's this subconscious voice that talks to you na parang bulong lang siya,
Mm.
but it influences your action so much. Now, what if you thought about it this way instead of that way? What if you do this instead of that? So, hindi ka na lang nagwo-weigh sa sarili mo, but rather it's guiding you forward. Parang it's already telling you na maybe this is the right path to take. Of course, may mga time din naman na parang you're still weighing it, you're still fighting against it. Pero even in difficult situations, mga difficult choices, when I followed that voice, it didn't turn out the way I expected it, but it did move my life forward and I learned from it. So you're no longer basing things off of fate or karma, yung karma in the sense na parang karma in the yung connotative meaning na parang you're facing the consequences of your actions.
Mm.
But rather, this is happening because it has to happen, but it doesn't mean that you're regressing.
Yeah.
It could mean you're moving forward into another space and you have to go through this with different eyes.
How has your transformation inspired or impacted the people around you, Coach?
Well, siguro when I felt that I was changing, there was a time tinanong ko yung mga tao sa paligid ko. Before yun, parang, alam mo yung kala mo nabago ka na.
Yeah.
Okay na, iba na yung perspective mo. Pero pag kinakausap ko sila, parang they feel, parang, hindi, pareho pa rin eh. Ikaw pa rin yun eh. Parang wala pa rin nagbago. So, ang reaction ko before, bakit hindi nyo nakikita yung change ko? Bakit hindi nyo na nakita na nagtatry naman ako magbago? But after NLP, nawala na yung need for validation that I have to check with people if I'm actually changing. And I'm more focused on actually changing. It's not been a perfect process kasi nga, you sometimes get triggered by those emotions from the past. That is how people treat you na, treating them differently. And in some points, if I feel na parang they're not moving with me, then siguro natutunan ko na rin na just to keep and let them grow in their own space then. Because eventually, if you're meant to have that journey together, pero that's the thing. I realized na parang maybe that's me in this moment talking about what I know. Pero I'm open to what the future holds when it comes to those relationships then.
Yeah.
Kasi possibly parang connected to another space, you don't know. Instead of trying to hang on to yung relationships and forcing them, you're giving it a bit more trust. Now, at the end of the day, it's not just your call on how the relationship will go.
Hmm.
You just have to do what's right for you. You let it. So that's how NLP changed my perspective, and that's how people's relationships change with me.
Now, Coach, if you could go back and give advice to the version of yourself who was struggling, ano yung sasabihin mo sa kanya, Coach?
I would tell him to take a rest, pause, and feel. Learn how to feel. Because it's one of the most human things that we can do. But sometimes we have this notion and we know it in ourselves that our surroundings actually don't allow us to feel. If I were to give my past self advice, I would advise him to go back to yourself. You can serve the world and others better if you're able to stand by yourself.
If you could summarize your journey, Coach, in one sentence, what would it be?
Planting seeds, waiting for them to grow into plants, waiting for them to flourish. It's like creating a garden. You can't expect things to grow if you don't plant things.
And what's one powerful belief or mantra you now live by thanks to NLP?
What good did you get from that experience that you thought was bad or was really bad? But what good did you get from it? So it's a mantra, it's a question, yes, pero it's a mantra that I always ask myself whenever my mind would go back to moments or whenever something's happening now.
For anyone, Coach, who's watching, listening, who feels stuck right now, ano yung message mo sa kanila?
Thing that you're looking for, although you can see it in the world around you, it's really within you. You're really seeing yourself through the world's eyes. So if you feel stuck, rather than going out to find it, you'll save a lot of time, energy, just by looking within yourself.
This is kumbaga your time to shine, no? This is your opportunity to share. Ano yung mga projects mo ngayon, Coach, and where can people connect with you? Ano yung mga upcoming programs that you want to share with everyone, Coach?
Thank you, Coach. Thank you. So at the moment, I'm working as a sales and marketing manager for a company called David Link Manila Corporation. So I'm I'm in charge of creating the marketing plan. I'm connecting with distributors, business owners, contractors, so that we can help make homes and offices safer.
Hmm.
I'm also working with project management. So I manage private projects. So that's something that I'm passionate about. And well, I did take a pause from music, but I have plans to pursuing music this year. Writing my songs again. I don't want to let go of that. So I'm still working on finding my voice again.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for that, Coach. No, and everyone watching and listening to this, if you want to connect with Coach Jude, just let me know, message me, and I'll connect you with Coach Jude. Coach Jude, before we formally end, let me honor you. I know na grabe yung technical difficulties natin this evening, no? But still, spirit-filled naman yung ano natin. It's been very eye-opening for me. And it's so amazing that your message was also my message to surrender, no? To surrender. Stop, kumbaga, stop fighting. Di ba? Stop fighting it. Just surrender. Release it. Just do your best and have faith already. And alam natin yan eh. Di ba? Have a psychology and physiology of excellence already. We already believe that we're one of the best, right? So, ano yung point na pagdududa natin? Again, Coach, I honor you. I've seen your growth, Coach, and imagine hindi ko alam na yung pala yung backstory mo, no? That ilang months ka rin na you were procrastinating, but look at you now, no? Struggles will always be there, Coach Jude. Hindi yan mawawala, no? But right now, we know how to approach our struggles. We know that struggles are meant to unleash the greatness within us. Kasi kung naging madali lang yung buhay natin, parang hanggang dyan lang yung buhay natin. And the struggles are designed to really tap your inner power because I believe you have more to give to other people, Coach Jude. Once again, let me introduce myself. I'm Coach June Acebedo. I'm a certified neurolinguistic programming master trainer and a mindset mastery and transformational leadership coach. I've helped thousands gain clarity in their life and transform the lives of more than 100 individuals through our neurolinguistic programming certification program and help them become transformative leaders in their life and in others by equipping them with powerful tools that they can use to overcome all their emotional and mental struggles and have laser focus on achieving the life that they want. Allow me to help you break through your mental and emotional barriers, develop unshakable confidence, and master high performance strategies so you can scale your business, influence with impact, and achieve unstoppable success using powerful tools in neurolinguistic programming, timeline therapy, and hypnotherapy. If you're ready to level up, let's schedule a quick one-on-one clarity session. You never know, that session might be the one that will change your life. Send me a message and let's book that clarity session.